This is a sample of the information provided as part of the flexible training resources available through hassup.com. Our training courses are designed to provide training participants with an understanding of food safety and quality system elements and also offer user-friendly assessment activities and competency checklists to complete the training cycle. Business continuity and crisis management. Key definitions for business continuity and crisis management. Business continuity. Business continuity is the ability of an organization to continue to function, even after a disastrous event. Outcomes should include the ability to ensure that critical business functions will be available to customers, suppliers, regulators and other relevant entities after a disastrous event. Crisis management. Crisis management includes actions taken by an organization in response to unexpected events or situations with potentially negative effects that threaten resources and people or the success and continued operation of the organization. Business continuity and crisis management development. When considering the development, documentation and implementation of business continuity and crisis management within food safety and quality management systems, the following information should be considered to ensure effective outcomes. About business continuity and crisis management. Business continuity and crisis management system elements. Disruption of key services. Destruction of premises or equipment. Malicious contamination or sabotage. Defining business continuity and crisis management risk. About business continuity and crisis management. Business continuity and crisis management plans are developed, documented and implemented to ensure a food business has a structured and tested system to deal with known threats to the supply of safe and quality finished products. Business continuity plans may be strongly linked to systemic elements including those for food recall and withdrawal. Contemporary food businesses are required to have in place business systems which not only facilitate the production of safe and quality foodstuffs. These systems must also ensure where possible that production and supply of foodstuffs to customers are not disrupted by manageable incidents or emergency situations. Provided within the documented training materials is an example flow process showing the mechanics of a business continuity and crisis management scenario. Business continuity and crisis management includes the development of plans to reduce the risk of a crisis occurring and to deal with any crises that do arise, and the implementation of these plans to minimize the impact of crises and assist the organization to recover from them. Crisis situations may occur as a result of external factors such as the development of a new product by a competitor or changes in legislation, or internal factors such as a product failure or faulty decision-making, and often involve the need to make quick decisions on the basis of uncertain or incomplete information. Within the context of food industry compliance standards, the terms business continuity and crisis management are often exchanged for other terms including emergency preparedness and incident management. It is important to consider that the business continuity and crisis management system may have strong links to the established product recall and product withdrawal systems within a food business. This may become apparent both pre-activation and post-activation of the business continuity and crisis management protocols. The following examples are provided as indicators of prospective-related interactions. Pre-activation. This is where a product recall or product withdrawal may have been implemented, and the business continuity and crisis management systems may need to be activated as a result of the product recall or product withdrawal. An instance of such an occurrence may include where the outcomes of the investigation into a product recall or product withdrawal show that there has been a substantial incident that has impacted upon product safety or quality. Post-activation. This is where a product recall or product withdrawal may have been conducted as a result of the outcomes of a business continuity and crisis management incident. This may be where a significant incident has been identified within the business operation that may have potentially impacted upon the safety or quality of foods dispatched from the food business. Business continuity and crisis management review activities should be scheduled, conducted and recorded on an ongoing basis. Such activities are not dissimilar to a mock recall, in which a hypothetical scenario is devised, and the business continuity and crisis management system is activated within the food business. The business continuity and crisis management procedures are followed, and records are maintained to show a diary of events and time frames. Mock business continuity and crisis management are commonly scheduled to be conducted at least annually. Business continuity and crisis management system elements. Elements of a business continuity and crisis management system usually consist of documented policies and procedures for the type of events that would constitute the activation of the business continuity and crisis management system. Designated nominations for responsibility for the application of the business continuity and crisis management system. Contact listings for persons or entities with responsibility for the application of the business continuity and crisis management system. Contact listings should contain details for primary and secondary methods of contact, including after-hours options. Communication to contact listees, consumers, regulatory authorities within an appropriate time frame. Business continuity and crisis management links to recall and withdrawal procedures, including requirements for stock reconciliation, logistics, product recovery, product storage and product disposal where applicable. Notification of relevant customers, food standards certification bodies and other stakeholders whenever the business continuity and crisis management systems are activated. Specific corrective and preventative action measures or processes. Business recovery plans. Contact listings for business continuity and crisis management should be inclusive of the following where applicable: business continuity and crisis management team members, emergency services suppliers, customers, food standards certification bodies, regulatory authorities, analytical testing laboratories, legal representatives, press representatives, financial representatives, insurance representatives, staff and union delegates, business recovery specialists. Business continuity and crisis management systems are commonly developed, documented and implemented into food businesses to define the procedures and responsibilities for handling contingencies such as disruption to key services, destruction of premises or equipment or malicious contamination of sabotage. Disruption of key services. Disruption of key services may include instances in which the following are impaired within a food business: potable or non-potable water, electricity, transport access, staff availability, telephone access, internet access, email access. Destruction of premises or equipment. Destruction to premises or equipment may occur due to fire, flood, storm damage, natural disasters, malicious contamination or sabotage. In an age where instances of terrorism and sabotage are commonplace, it is important to ensure that deliberate malicious contamination or sabotage of products or processes is prevented. Consideration of such prevention may take into account the following: screening of staff members, contractors and visitors with access to critical areas or systems within a food business. Fitting or cameras or other monitoring devices which are not in breach of privacy laws. Commissioning of metal detection or X-ray devices for raw materials, work in progress or finished products. Defining business continuity and crisis management risk. As with any food safety and quality system element, business continuity and crisis management require a structured approach to defining the risk associated with outcomes of food business incidents. A factual approach to decision-making defines a business' ability to use accurate information and data as a foundation for decision-making. The benefits of a factual approach to decision-making include enhancing the outcomes of all decisions made within the business operation, decisions founded on objective data and information, and the ability to demonstrate the effectiveness of decisions through referencing to objective data and information. Increased accessibility of relevant data and information for those who require it. Enhanced abilities regarding the inclusion of experience, skill and knowledge within the decision-making process. Reliance on data and information gained from reputable sources. About risk management. Risk management principles can be applied throughout all sectors of all food industries, and throughout all business systems, including food safety, food quality, workplace health and safety, finance and operational management. Risks are an unavoidable component of any business operation. Risk-taking is essential to progression and success, and failure is often a key part of learning. Although some risks are inevitable, This does not mean that attempting to recognize and manage risk will harm opportunities for creativity. It is important to keep in mind that risks are generally known by management, but are often poorly communicated. Usually, communicating risks down the chain of command is easy, but communicating risks up the chain of command is difficult. The risk management process is ongoing, and requires constant analysis, as agenda elements need to be decided, implemented and managed. Risk management processes are best managed by multidisciplinary teams. When risk management teams use proactive risk management, the continuous assessment creates data and information that can then be used for decision-making in all phases of the scope of the risk management activity. The team must ensure that risks are identified, managed and resolved in a manner that is facilitative of continuous improvement for the business involved. The risk management process. Contemporary risk management processes are inclusive of the following 5 elements: risk identification, risk analysis, risk action planning, risk tracking, and risk control. Risk identification. Risk identification is the first step in the proactive risk management process. Risks must be identified before they can be managed. Risk identification provides the risk management team with opportunities, stimulus and information that allow them to surface major risks before they have an impact upon the business. This risk identification step involves adequate and appropriate communication between team members and stakeholders to be successful. It is a powerful way to expose assumptions and differing viewpoints between all parties involved in the risk management process. Risk analysis. Risk analysis is the conversion of risk data into risk decision-making information. Thorough risk analysis ensures that the risk management team is managing appropriate risks. During this step, the risk management can use a system which identifies the following: risk identifier, the name the team uses to uniquely identify a risk analysis nomination for reporting and tracking purposes. Risk source, the focus area and the risk factor that were used to identify the risk. Risk condition, a description of the existing condition that could possibly lead to a negative outcome for the business. Risk consequence, a description of the negative outcome that would occur for the business if the risk became certain. Risk probability, an expression of a percentage greater than 0 and less than 100% that represents the likelihood that the risk will result in a negative outcome for the business. Risk impact classification, whether the impact of the risk is financial, strategic, technical, legal, or another category. Risk impact, the magnitude of impact should the risk actually occur. This number could be the dollar value of the loss or simply a number between 1 and 10 that indicates relative magnitude. The result of multiplying risk impact by risk probability is often used to rank risks. Risk exposure, the overall threat of the risk to the business, balancing the likelihood of actual loss with the magnitude of the potential loss. The team uses risk exposure to rate, rank and prioritize risks. Risk context, a paragraph containing additional background information that helps to clarify the risk situation. Related risks, a list of risk identifications the risk management team uses to track interdependent risks. Risk action planning. Risk action planning is the third step on the risk management process. It turns risk information into decisions and actions. Planning involves developing actions to address individual risks, prioritizing risk actions, and creating an integrated risk management plan, which may contain the following: risk identifier, the name the risk management team uses to uniquely identify the risk statement for reporting and tracking purposes. Did you know that HACCP.com includes resources that allow you to create, manage and implement GFSI and HACCP-based food safety and quality programs? Improve your food safety and quality skills and knowledge? Train and develop your team to create better food safety and quality outcomes? Find suppliers and service providers to partner with your business? The information and training resources available through HACCP.com included a variety of formats, such as website content, MP4, MP4 and text, MP3, PDF and slideshow. Are you ready to take the next step in your food compliance journey? Visit hassup.com today to create your profile and access the full versions of our food safety and quality information packages and much more.